lead generate, where I'm going to have to cold call, I'm going to have to send letters, I'm going to have to send postcards, I'm going to have to learn where to download a list from or buy a list or whatever. And you start doing some of that, and then what do you have to do? You have to process the leads. You have to intake them, process them, understand what you're going to say, how you're going to do it. Then once you have a lead, you're going to have to go out there, meet with them, figure out what you're going to do to help them. And before you know it, you're doing everything, but you're not really doing anything really well. You're kind of doing everything kind of half-assed and realizing or asking yourself, why am I not making the money that I want to make? And it's because you're trying to be a jack of all trades in this industry.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what ends up happening with everybody. It's like, well, I gotta go out there and market. I gotta process leads. I gotta maintain the quality of my service from the leads that I have converted. I gotta make because that means I'm going to have a dead month. And everyone does that, right? Everyone goes through that. So
yeah, absolutely.
So anyway, I just want to let everyone know out there that watches the show, hey, you are not alone, first of all. And when you go through that struggle, when you start feeling that roller coaster, or when you have like that 0 month, it's because you're going through the roller coaster. It's because you forgot that you can't do it all. You forgot that it takes a team, it takes a group of people to really help you.
It takes a village.
It does, and it's the truth. And so a lot of people are so worried about 100% commissions and going out there and making, everything. And that's cool. Like we offer 100% commissions. That's great and all, but what's 100% if you're doing everything? You know what I mean? Like if you're the one that's doing it all and you don't have the proper guidance and not enjoying what you do. Yeah. So one of the things we want to talk about here in a little bit is enjoying what you do, right? Enjoying what you do and taking a vacation, figuring out what it is that you enjoy. Now, here's the thing. When you're in real estate, the best thing you could do is pinpoint what you're absolutely best at. Once you figure that out, right? Focus on that. Let someone else do the rest. Now, we're going to continue talking about this here in just a bit, but we got to take a quick commercial break. Stay tuned. We have a great show planned out for you guys. We'll be right back.
Hey everyone, this is David over at White Picket Realty, and I wanted to tell you about my friends over at Plans Express who can save you the headache of running your own permits. These guys are committed to offering a one-stop solution for all your plan and permit needs. They're proudly serving their friends and neighbors in the Houston surrounding areas, and they offer great service at an exceptional value. With dedicated professionals ready to serve, contact them today at 832-675-6217.
Hey Houston, this is Alan Hernandez, and I want to remind you guys to visit our friends over at Quest IRA to learn everything there is to learn about investing with your IRA. Now, if you haven't been over there recently, you have to check them out. They have free educational classes, networking opportunities, the ability to tap into $1 billion for your real estate investing deals. These are the guys to know when it comes to learning about this kind of stuff. You want to make sure you visit them and check them out over at www.questira.com. Again, that's questira.com.
Stop searching and start staying in the know with our Houston Real Estate Events page on Facebook. Follow us by searching at Houston Real Estate Events to stay up to date on the latest events for real estate in the Houston area. If you are interested in having your event on our page, please email me at david@whitepicketrealty.com. Again, that's david@whitepicketrealty.com. Non-paid events only. One more time, find us on Facebook at Houston Real Estate Events, and we'll see y'all at the next one.
What do you love about White Picket?
I love that we work together as a team.
I love being professional while having fun.
I love the innovative approach we take every day.
I love the support we get to grow our business.
We love White Picket.
And I love empowering the next generation of realtors to live life by their own design. If you're looking to grow, come grow with us. Email join@teamwpr.com. Again, that's join@teamwpr.com.
And we are back on Realty Ruckus. Remember that you can live tweet us at Realty Ruckus. You can also find us live on Facebook and YouTube, where if you chat with us during the show, we can answer your questions live on the air. And if you can hear us out there, give me a thumbs up. We were having some technical difficulties here in the studio. and we seem to have it back up on the air now. So, David, how's the weather going to be this week?
Guys, it's actually going to be really beautiful for the week leading up to the Super Bowl. So all the fans from around the country and town get to see Houston at its best. We're going to have a high of 76 today and a low of 58. And it's going to be pretty much the same throughout the week. We might get a little rain at the end of the week, but pretty much going to stay really nice and beautiful out there.
That's amazing, man. I love to have good weather, and this is one of the reasons why they picked Houston for the Super Bowl, because we have such amazing weather here in Houston.
Right? One day it's freezing, the next day it rains, next day it's sunny. That's
no
what they're
joke,
get.
man.
You know, the one thing I do want to say is we have, over 1 million people coming in? Is that what we have?
Yeah, over 1 million people will be coming in during the Super Bowl.
Now, I saw estimates as high as 1.5 million people coming into the Houston area. So hang tight out there if you guys are driving around or have a long drive to make in the mornings or in the afternoons. I think traffic's going to probably increase substantially. So give yourselves a little extra time when you're trying to get around town.
we were told Lakewood, which I live right by Lakewood Church, but we were told by Lakewood that they expect 2 to 3 hour long delays during the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's insane to me. I don't even want to be in my house this weekend. Like, I'm going to be basically
trapped.
You're not
going to be able to get out.
Yeah, I'm going to be trapped inside my place. That sucks.
Yeah, if you don't have anywhere to go, or you don't have to leave your house, this is probably a good weekend to stay in and just watch the game and just have people come over to your place, because there's going to be a ridiculous amount of traffic. All right.
No joke. So okay. Presidents always get criticized for this. This is not, like I said, this is not a political show. We don't take political affiliations. We don't really care. I mean, we do care, but we don't take sides here. But George W. Bush was often criticized for spending a lot of time on his ranch, right? Then Obama was often criticized for spending a lot of time vacationing and playing golf. Now, Donald J. Trump, our newest president of the United States, is now being criticized for taking his first vacation, which is now scheduled for this Saturday, is the first day of vacation for Donald Trump, right? And he's being criticized for that because they're saying he's only been in office for 14 days. Now, the question here isn't whether that's okay or not. The question is, for entrepreneurs, when is it right to take a vacation? When does it make sense to take a vacation? What kind of preparation should I make if I'm going to go on vacation? How can I make sure that the wheels don't fall off?
Yeah. Okay. So I love this topic because we were just talking about the struggles that entrepreneurs go through and when getting into the real estate business and going through that like up and down roller coaster.
Yeah, absolutely.
Going through that like feeling of aloneness and feel like you're the only one and blah blah blah. You guys heard all of that stuff, right? Hopefully
they did.
Hopefully you heard most of that stuff, because that's what we were trying to discuss while our sound was coming in and out. All right.
Well, there's a quick recap if you missed it.
The quick recap was that everyone goes through that feeling, and everyone goes through those ups and downs. Everyone goes through having to learn everything and do everything and feeling like you're not good at really anything because you're having to do it all. All right, so let's move past that. Let's say you've kind of grown your business a little bit. You kind of gotten a little bit of a groove going, and you kind of maybe you've finalized what you're absolutely best at. And here's the thing: everyone's best at something different. In my opinion, I'm best when I'm belly to belly with a seller.
You love that.
I stole that from Eric. All right, so that's where I'm most comfortable when I'm sitting in front of a seller, a motivated seller. Let's say that. That's where I feel my absolute best, right? So what did I have to do to offset some of the other tasks? Well, it just meant hiring assistants, hiring a virtual assistant, hiring a personal assistant, hiring a lead manager, hiring an actual listing manager. These are all things that you guys can hire, and you're like, well, how am I going to have the money for that? Man, don't worry about the money. But here's the one thing that you have to worry about. You have to worry about your sanity, and you have to worry about your time.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
that leads me back to vacationing. I'm not sure, whether taking a vacation when you're 14 days in office is the right thing or not. I mean, considering all the chaos that's happening, that's not nothing.
As an entrepreneur, I wouldn't suggest that to somebody in the middle of a crisis. To be like, oh, okay, I think it's time for a vacation.
Let's just say you just started your own business, right? And you're like 14 days into starting your business, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna take a vacation. Well, I don't know if that will work.
Yeah.
But I will tell you what, when we sat down and we did our goal training, when we did our goal setting class, which was the first week of January this year, if you remember, part of that goal setting class was setting your vacations. And that's like S.
And it was actually
S at the end of that.
It was actually pretty much near the beginning of the class because
Yeah.
they place so much importance on setting that personal time aside for yourself
Yep.
and putting in the work schedule around that.
That's right. That's right. So the one thing we always want to talk about, or we want our listeners to know, is it's not about the money. It's yes, money is important, right? I get it. You have to pay your bills. You have to feed your children. You have to, pay your, whatever it is that you have going on. You have to. There is an importance to money, but it's not about the money, because once you understand how to make money, money is abundant. Money comes to you once you understand what you're doing, what you're best at, and how to get there.
Yeah.
The thing that you can't make more of is time.
Absolutely.
Right? So
Yeah.
that's like the one thing. Money can't buy time.
No.
No matter how much money you make, you can't go out and buy time. So the important part of setting your goals in the beginning and understanding what vacations you're going to take, it's not just because you're going to be like, all right, I want to go out and spend a bunch of money and just try to unplug for a little while. No, it's because if you set it up in the beginning of the year and you say, you know what, no ifs, ands, or buts, no matter what happens, rain or shine, these days, these 10 days, whatever it is that you choose to do, I'm leaving. I'm gonna take off and I'm leaving. And I don't care if the wheels fall. You do, but you work towards the wheels not falling off.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so the way that I think it works best is in the beginning of the year or towards the last end of the year, you're setting for your next year. You're saying, all right, I'm gonna take a vacation. Where do I want to go? Well, for example, my wife and I, we want to go back to Colombia and Mexico. We want to keep acculturating our kids because they're half Colombian, half Mexican. So this year we decided, all right, no ifs, ands, or buts. 10 days out of this year, I don't care what happens, we're gonna work towards 10 days where we completely leave.
But what does that mean, working towards that? I mean, I think that's what we want to understand.
Okay.
Is what does that really mean, working towards that?
Working towards that means you are going to, if you can, make a deposit for your stay, for whatever it is.
That cruise, the hotel
right.
room.
You're going to make a deposit. You're not going to pay for the whole thing. You're going to make a deposit. And working towards it means you are making a commitment towards living that portion of your life.
Yeah.
Right? So working towards it means, that's it. I already made the commitment. It's 10 days. I'm living. I don't know what else is happening, nor do I care, because this is the commitment that I'm living towards. I'm standing for living my life, not just working. Now, because of that, I'm going to leave those 10 days, and I'm going to work from now till the day that I leave, do whatever I have to do to make sure that when I leave, the wheels don't fall off of the business, right? I'm gonna put some measures in place to keep that from happening. Right?
Yeah.
If I need to save money from now till I get there, then I'm gonna divide the amount that I plan on spending. I'm gonna create a budget. If you're gonna spend $5,000 and it's gonna be 5 months, it's $1,000 a month. You gotta get out there and figure out how you're gonna make that money, right? And then don't let yourself not go on that trip.
Yeah.
It is what it is. You're going to go. You're gonna put it on your calendar. You're gonna go out there and you're gonna have fun and you're gonna enjoy life. That's what it's all about. It's not about this all learning everything and doing everything and understanding everything. No, it's about enjoying the process. And some of that just means you have to be around people that are going through the same thing. So make sure that when you're feeling that kind of stuff and if you need help understanding that, let us know. We're here to help you. All right, this is a Realty Ruckus. I am your host, Alan Hernandez. We gotta take a quick commercial break. When we get back, we'll continue our conversation. Stay tuned.
Hey everyone, this is David over at Picket Realty, and I wanted to tell you about my friends over at Plans Express who can save you the headache of running your own permits. These guys are committed to offering a one-stop solution for all your plan and permit needs. They're proudly serving their friends and neighbors in the Houston surrounding areas, and they offer great service at an exceptional value. With dedicated professionals ready to serve, contact them today at 832-675-6217.
Hey Houston, this is Alan Hernandez, and I want to remind you guys to visit our friends over at Quest IRA to learn everything there is to learn about investing with your IRA. Now, if you haven't been over there recently, you have to check them out. They have free educational classes, networking opportunities, the ability to tap into $1 billion for your real estate investing deals. These are the guys to know when it comes to learning about this kind of stuff. You want to make sure you visit them and check them out over at www.questira.com. Again, that's questira.com.
Stop searching and start staying in the know with our Houston Real Estate Events page on Facebook. Follow us by searching at Houston Real Estate Events to stay up to date on the latest events for real estate in the Houston area. If you're interested in having your event on our page, please email me at david@whitepicketrealty.com. Again, that's david@whitepicketrealty.com. Non-paid events only. One more time, find us on Facebook at Houston Real Estate Events, and we'll see y'all at the next one.
What do you love about White Picket?
I love that we work together as a team.
I love being professional while having fun.
I love the innovative approach we take every day.
I love the support we get to grow our business.
We love White Picket.
And I love empowering the next generation of realtors to live life by their own design. If you're looking to grow, come grow with us. Email join@teamwpr.com. Again, that's join@teamwpr.com.
And we are back on Realty Ruckus. Remember that you can live tweet us at Realty Ruckus. You can also find us live on Facebook and YouTube, where if you chat with us during the show, we can answer your questions live on the air. Now, we want to get into our next topic here, so I'm going to let Alan introduce you to our next topic.
Thank you very much. That was a proper introduction. You're a scholar and a gentleman. I want to talk a little bit about some common objections that are that happen to everyone out there, and people are having a real hard time with them right now because the market is changing so drastically. So here is the scenario. Here's what's happening. All right, there are companies out there that have ultimately decided that they want to change the playground on how real estate commissions work. All right, we've mentioned some of them on our show. We've thrown some of their names. I actually don't know all of them by name, but I know that some of them have gained major traction because of this. Right?
Yeah.
So their marketing strategy, in many cases, has been to somehow blast the industry for saying that they make that an agent makes too much money. Which, by the way, I don't believe in that. I don't understand how that's even possible. But
yeah, not for the work that's put in.
Exactly. All right, right. And so their marketing strategy is, look, agents are making too much money. They should be cutting back a portion of the commission to you, and therefore, what's happening is that agents are going out and meeting with motivated buyers or motivated sellers. And the expectation is that you should be cutting such a large portion of your commission back that you're almost kind of like left empty-handed. You know what I mean? You're almost kind of left feeling like, man, am I going to make anything for this?
Well, it's so interesting because the other day we were talking about commissions, and an agent actually went on and commented after the show or during the show.
It was after the show.
But she went on and commented, and she said, I actually put together a spreadsheet.
Let me go see if I can find that comment.
I put in everything. So she included the amount of time that she put in, the gas that she put in, the maintenance on the vehicle. I mean, she did a full-on accounting, which is great. That's how everyone should be doing it. If you're not doing that, then you need to start keeping track of it. But she broke it down, and one thing that she found was at the end of the day, she was only making a very little bit per hour. How much?
It was like, here it is.
It's like $10 an hour.
It was less than $10 an hour.
It was Doris Snip. By the way, thank you, Doris, if you're watching now. Thank you for
Doris.
making that comment. It said, I made a handout titled, Where Does My Commission Go? I used 300,000 sales as an example. I broke out broker split, RELO split, taxes, including double as retirement fund, office fees, E&O, advertising in all mediums, lead generation program, realtor fees from association dues, MLS fees, showing service, photos, etc. I divided all expenses by the number of transactions. It comes out to about $10 an hour with no vacation time. I include it in my presentation package.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I love it.
That is actually real.
The best thing that she said, though, is that she includes it in her presentation package.
Yeah.
And I think that's a proper way to overcome the major objection that people are getting. And here's what we got on our show from another listener saying, help, how can I confidently approach not reducing my listing commission?
Yep,
all right?
yep.
Although I sell a high volume of real estate, I can't seem to offer this in order to seal the deal. And when I'm up against another agent.
Yeah, so in other words, another agent comes in and they can't say, well, I'll lower my commission.
She explains it. I had a referral from a past client text me over the weekend, and I called her, and we had a great conversation about listing their home. A few hours later, she texted me saying that they would love for me to come over this week and get the ball rolling, and that I am the agent for them. So she's all excited, right? She's
Yeah.
like, yes, I got this.
I'm the agent.
Yeah,
for
right.
them.
She's like all excited, and then they hit him with this. She also mentioned at the end that her husband had an agent that could list the property at 4%. And if I could come down on my commission at all, what are some of your objection overcomers?
It's a great question.
This is a great question,
Yeah,
and
I
we're
love
very,
that question.
We're very grateful that you guys are sending these things to us, because these are things that happen to everyone out there in the industry, and I think this question alone is starting to happen more and more often.
Yeah.
Because of the people or companies out there that are focusing so much of their attention on reduced fees. But see, the problem is that the consumer doesn't realize reduced fees also means reduced services.
Yeah, or you have somebody who's working for free.
Absolutely.
I mean, and people who work for free, I can tell you one thing that I know for certain: people that work for free get really frustrated.
Yeah.
Why? Because they're like, hey, why the heck am I working for free? It's happened to me before. I've taken on construction projects where at the end of the day, I'm like, wait a minute. Things aren't right here. I'm literally working for free now. And that's a horrible feeling. And it makes you not want to work.
Yeah.
When you feel like you're working for free, you feel like, I don't want to work. That's it. I'm done. I'm not going to work for free. And why would you make your real estate agent work for negative? They're not working for free. They're paying to list your house.
So the way that it would work, if your client is expecting you to list a house at 4%, the buyer's agent's going to want 3%.
Oh yeah.
Right?
So that's
you'd be left with
1%.
1%.
So you're left with 1%.
And
Now,
somehow, in some mysterious universe, that's supposed to cover the pictures, all of the marketing that goes into it, all of the time that you're going to put into it. It just doesn't make any sense.
well, you can't afford to do proper marketing at 1%.
No, there's
You
no
can't afford
way.
it. There's no way that you can actually afford to do a good job.
I agree.
And be able to really market that property at that amount.
Yeah, at a $250,000 sales price, that's $2,500 that you're left with to work with.
Yeah.
And I think what do we spend? About $1,000 or more per house to properly market it.
On a higher end house, on a $300,000, you did a $250,000.
So
on a
it'd be
$300,000 house, we'll end up spending $2,500 to $3,000 just on the marketing aspect of the business. Now imagine the rest. E&O, imagine everything else.
Your like you said, your broker split, your gas, your time.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do open houses, well, now you can't even send your assistant out there, so you got to go do the open house, so you got to find another licensed agent.
You got to pay a licensed agent to do it.
That $3,000 starts ticking away really quickly. But I'll tell you what the problem is, and I can tell you exactly what it is. People aren't keeping a good accounting of what their actual expenses are.
Yeah.
So those discount listing agents, when they see the check come in, they see the check come in. I made $3,000.
Yeah.
They don't look at the money that went out and realize, oh my God, I'm getting my tail kicked here.
Yeah.
I'm making zero, or I'm making less than zero. I paid to take on that.
It's got to be
listing.
one or the other to make it work. I mean, think about it this way. At some point, if you're that discount listing agent, at some point you get tired of getting your tail kicked.
Yeah.
Right? So then
Or you don't realize it.
Yeah,
until you're
or you
broke.
don't realize it until you're broke, and that happens to the majority of agents out there. Which fine, if that's you, that's your thing. Good, do it. But here's the thing: if you get to the point where you're like, all right, I'm tired of being broke, I'm tired of not making enough money because I've been going out there and going about it the wrong way, then what do you have to do to make money if that's your business plan? If you have already sold yourself to your client base as the cheap agent in town, the only thing you can do is reduce what you do, reduce the value that you provide. You can't afford professional pictures. You can't afford to send out, handwritten mailers, or you can't afford to do an invite to an open house and buy the wine and
You
the
can't
keys.
afford to do an open house.
Do anything.
Think about it.
You know?
If you spend $200 or $300 on an open house, which is buying 6 bottles of decent wine, some cheese platters, it's not an extravagant open house to spend $200 or $300. And if you're only making $3,000, that's 10% of what you're making going into that one open house.
Yeah.
Yep.
People have to. The
So then
discount agent needs to realize that.
Well,
okay.
Let's talk about how to overcome it.
Exactly.
Because that's really the question. Is all right. We're getting this issue. It's happening over and over and over. We're going out. We're sitting with clients. They want to work with us. They like us.
Yeah.
They already have somewhat committed to working with us. But the only problem that they have is that they don't want to pay us. All right.
Yep.
Right? That's really what it is.
Yeah.
That's really what it is. So I love what our other listeners said.
Doris.
Hey, I've broken it down. If I have that objection, I'm presenting it up front. This is what I actually am making after all of my splits, all of my expenses, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You're actually getting a top-notch professional for less than $10 an hour. You know what I mean?
And I think that's
one way to do it.
That's one way to approach it. I wouldn't think that that's the best way, but that's just my opinion. Everyone has a different way of doing it.
Well, I definitely think it comes down to educating the client.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. It's all about educating the client, and the client doesn't understand what expenses you have or what you have to incur.
Well,
all they know is what's going to be leaving their pocketbook.
That's right. That's
Exactly.
all that matters to them.
Let's think about it. I'm on the other side of the table. I'm going to list with you, right?
Yeah.
This is what's going through my head. He's going to go write on paper that we're going to list. Then he's going to go spend 20 minutes behind his computer, put it into the MLS, and the house is going to sell itself.
Yeah. Get somebody to take pictures, and and
that's
it's up there, and
that's
then
what
people are
goes
just going
through
to
a
come.
seller's head. That's what
absolutely
goes through a seller's head.
Yeah.
They think you put it up on the MLS, and that's the end of it. That's it right there.
Maybe we should make some videos for consumers that details exactly what a realtor goes through, so they can understand.
Make it like 10 hours long. Like just like walk around and like follow us through the entire process.
The true life of a realtor.
You know?
A time lapse of everything that goes in.
And you just like watch us as like we do all the marketing.
Hey, breakdowns and everything included though. You can't run away, Alan.
You know what? And that's the thing. I think if you can educate your client not only in what sets you apart from that discount listing agent, then you have the ability to gain that client's business. And here's the thing. There are some people that are only going to list with discount listing agents.
Yeah.
And they're going to get
those are the same people that are going to go
services.
shop at discount stores all the time, regardless of quality. Those are the same people who get burned. I mean, look, I used to be the discount shopper. I'll admit that openly on this show. I used to be that person that always wanted the deal. And you know what happened to me after a while? I started realizing I'm not getting a deal. I'm getting burned a lot of the time because I'm buying crap.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not buying high quality stuff that lasts. I'm buying stuff that's disposable. And that's what you get as a discount is disposable.
Yeah, and I think you're absolutely right. And then so there's two things. One, educating the client up front on what sets you apart, right? This is why I'm different. This is why my marketing is different. This is why I have to charge a little more, because you're getting all of these services with me that this other person can't possibly afford to do.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, it's not necessarily about saying, hey, well, you know, you either pay this or you pay it. It's about saying, you know, make your decision based on what's best for you. But here's what could happen if you decide to go the listing.
You have to show your client the value.
Yeah.
So quick, before we go to break, let's do a quick role play here. Let's say that I am seller.
Sure.
And I go to you and I say, hey, Alan, I think you're awesome. I've interviewed a bunch of agents. You're the best one, but I've got this other guy offering me 4% listing. Can you match that? What's your response to that?
So first thing I want to do is talk to you about why that's important to you.
Okay.
Now, who did you speak to about that, and what kind of service are they offering?
Okay.
So okay, did they tell you exactly what they're going to be doing? Did they give you a breakdown plan on what their marketing strategy is?
Oh, they gave me an idea. They're gonna put it up on MLS, and they're gonna invite some of the neighbors, and they're gonna do an open house.
Right. So what you're telling me, and what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna actually say, is this the only thing that's holding you back?
Okay.
Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm making your objection the only objection that needs to be overcome, so that I'm not open to more objections.
Guys, if you're listening, you need to be taking notes on this, because this is a fantastic role play. Yeah. I got so much more than I expected from it.
So the next question is, so what you're telling me is that as long as you could pay what you think is fair, then that's the only thing that would keep you from signing with me today.
Yeah.
Am I correct?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about that.
Okay.
And then I'm going to deviate a little bit. I'm going to say, tell me a little bit about the kind of work that you do.
Yeah.
And trust me, there's a method to my madness here.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm telling them, right?
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the work that you do.
Oh, you know, I'm an engineer. My wife is a nurse, and we both have pretty good jobs. And she works 70 hours a week. I work typically 60 hours a week. And
Got it.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Got it. So you work your butt off. You work 60 to 70 hours a week. You know, it's kind of funny. I do about the same.
Yeah.
I wonder what it would look like for an engineer to say that they could come in and do your job for half price of what you're charging. Now, I don't know what you make, but what kind of engineer would that be?
My immediate response would have to be to say, you're wrong. There's no way.
There's absolutely no way.
You're not going to find another guy as qualified as me to do the job for a third of the price.
Right. Do you see the relation there?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
That's a big one. Yeah,
so that's just
that.
one way to overcome it. There's a lot of ways to guide people through this. Now, the best way to finish that off is, can I count on your business?
Yeah.
Can I get you to go ahead and move forward, because we're ready to sell your house. If you guys got something from that, if you guys want to do more of that, please let us know. Give us a thumbs up. Let us know how we can help you grow your business. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Don't forget that you're on the Realty Ruckus. We'll be right back.
Hey everyone, this is David over at White Picket Realty, and I wanted to tell you about my friends over at Plans Express, who can save you the headache of running your own permits. These guys are committed to offering a one-stop solution for all your plan and permit needs. They're proudly serving their friends and neighbors in the Houston surrounding areas, and they offer great service and an exceptional value. With dedicated professionals ready to serve, contact them today at 832-675-6217.
Hey Houston, this is Alan Hernandez, and I want to remind you guys to visit our friends over at Quest IRA to learn everything there is to learn about investing with your IRA. Now, if you haven't been over there recently, you have to check them out. They have free educational classes, networking opportunities, the ability to tap into $1 billion for your real estate investing deals. These are the guys to know when it comes to learning about this kind of stuff. You want to make sure you visit them and check them out over at www.questira.com. Again, that's questira.com.
Stop searching and start staying in the know with our Houston Real Estate Events page on Facebook. Follow us by searching at Houston Real Estate Events to stay up to date on the latest events for real estate in the Houston area. If you're interested in having your event on our page, please email me at david@whitepicketrealty.com. Again, that's david@whitepicketrealty.com. Non-paid events only. One more time, find us on Facebook at Houston Real Estate Events, and we'll see y'all at the next one.
What do you love about White Picket?
I love that we work together as a team.
I love being professional while having fun.
I love the innovative approach we take every day.
I love the support we get to grow our business.
We love White Picket.
And I love empowering the next generation of realtors to live life by their own design. If you're looking to grow, come grow with us. Email join@teamwpr.com. Again, that's join@teamwpr.com.
Funny ones.
And we are back on Realty Ruckus. Remember that you can live tweet us at Realty Ruckus. You can also find us live on Facebook and YouTube, where if you chat with us live during the show, we can answer your questions live on the air, which we did in that last segment. We answered some really good questions. We really appreciate those guys.
We love them.
So I want to jump into the next topic, though, because we want to look at what things that your brokerage, whether you run your own brokerage or whether you work for another brokerage, but what they need to be doing to make sure that they're staying up to date on lead generation in today's modern world.
Yes.
Now, it's really easy to fall behind the times, and things change really quickly. 20 years ago, people were running around with a big giant book that had all of the listings in it.
I love that.
And the only way to get that book was to be with the big giant brokerage. You couldn't get that book if you were like independent. You had to fight for it, you know? Now you have the MLS open to everybody. A consumer can go on HAR.com and look at every single listing. You don't have to be a realtor. So let's talk about how technology has changed lead generation and what your brokerage needs to be doing to stay ahead of the times.
Well, okay, this is an important subject to us because, one, you guys are growing with us, right? You guys get a chance to see our company grow as your business grows. And this is something that we're consistently looking into. This is something that we're always checking out, because we want to make sure that we're on top of the newest cutting edge technology. One, two, we want to make sure that we're doing the right thing when it comes to marketing. And the reason we're so adamant about that is because we see so many people falling behind.
Hey guys, I just want to do a real quick note. We got to maintain the quality very high because Alan's assistant just jumped on, Brandon. And he's just making sure that the show is running great without him here. So let's maintain a high quality show.
Ultra high quality.
Thanks a lot, Brandon.
Show's never been better, actually.
He jumped off.
So we were getting into, what it takes to actually go out there and keep a consistent stream of leads.
Yeah.
Right? And not just a consistent stream of leads, but in your brokerage, continuing to grow it with according to how times are changing.
Yeah, and just awareness of your brand too.
Yeah, creating awareness. So one of the tips that was thrown out, and this is by a report on Inman.com, and we're going to share that here later. And this is something that we completely agree with you on, agree with Inman on, is getting into blogging. So here's the thing about blogging. If you think about it,
typing up your thoughts, a little article, whatever.
Now, that still works in my opinion, but it isn't there as much as what it used to be.
Well, let's just be honest. People are reading less and less of what's on the internet and watching more and more of what's on the internet.
Yeah, video is very explosive. But blogging, basically this point is making the point that you need to get into blogging, whether it be articles that you post or other types of content, which we're going to get into later.
I really kind of like the idea of not blogging. I think times have even moved since whenever this was written. I know this was probably recently written, but not all authors are actually in the business, right?
It says he said recently written, so we went up to look at the date when it was written. It says published 7 hours ago.
I think times have changed since then. All right, I think it's more logging instead of blogging, and what I mean by that is you're logging your daily life. You're creating a log of the things that you achieve. You're creating a log of how it feels, what emotions you go through, and it's kind of funny because I get a lot of jokes from you guys, especially about like going live and whatnot, and I get that. But
hey, and I took it back, right?
You did. You took one back. You took one back.
The one pro tip, and you guys will actually get this in a couple months, is Facebook Live is the single best type of organic post to get you exposure to your followers. And I used to give, I'll say it live on the air, I used to give Alan a lot of crap because he was just going live every day, just doing random stuff.
Yeah.
But there was a method to
his
that
madness.
He didn't even know it though. It was just madness, and I let him know that there was a method to it.
The method to that madness is that people want to connect with you on a personal level.
Yes.
Right? And you don't have the time or opportunity or ability sometimes because you're busy at work, you're busy creating, you're busy doing other things, to go out and have lunch with someone who, just kind of wants to get to know you and hear you and maybe, at some point later work with you. It won't be now, so sometimes I don't get the opportunity to accept all of the offers that I get to go to lunch, right?
Yeah.
So why not find different ways to connect with them? Now, I think it used to be in the form of blogging. Oh, today in my life.
Well, I think it's evolved a little bit. There's people still cherish valuable content, whereas the blogging comes in, but people also want to connect on a relationship level, like you said, which is where both sides of that content is very important to your social stream, I guess you could say.
You would be amazed how many people come up and just say, hey, I watch your videos and I always wanted just to get to know you better. I mean, that's the point, is I want to get to know them better too. You know what I mean? Like and if you're out there, blogging has taken a new turn. If you look at our show, it's our version of a blog. Mm-hmm. This is our blog.
That's very true.
This is our blog on how our business grows and how we're helping other people grow. This is how we've taken the blogging idea, which used to be a blog, like a literal blog, where we used to have a writer literally sit there and write all day on things that we wanted to discuss, to, well, let's just do a show about it. You know what I mean? That's how this all evolved.
True.
Yeah.
So, all right, so blogging, really more life logging is what I want to call it. That's what's powerful. That's how you make connections, and that's how you get the opportunity to share a portion of your life with the people that are out there that want to potentially do business with you. All right, next thing, using infographics. Let's talk about that. Why are infographics important?
Well, BB mentioned a little bit earlier, people are switching over from reading to videos, and it's the same thing goes with infographics. A visual representation of information is been shown to be a lot better retained by whoever sees that information. So instead of just reading it straight up, visually being able to take it in is a lot more effective.
And it almost comes back to when somebody comes up to you and it just hands you a big thick book.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay. Yeah. What am I supposed to do with it? Well, you read it, right? But but it's like 3,000 pages in there.
Can I just get the Cliff Notes?
And that's what an infographic is. It's literally giving people the Cliff Notes to a lot more information and saying, this is the basic essence of what I need you to understand. If you get this, then you get it enough.
Exactly.
So providing those infographics is really important, and you'll see that some of the biggest companies out there produce some of the best infographics.
Yeah, I love infographics.
They very much stick to the saying, the KISS saying, keep it simple, stupid.
Exactly.
The infographic is leave out all the fluff and stick to the point.
Straight info, straight data. And then the best infographics, they always have their sources there at the bottom.
Which
so
is
the
super important.
nerds can go and check it out like me and make sure they're on top
Legit,
of it.
yeah.
He actually checks them.
Hey, man, you got to do some audits on those infographics sometimes. You don't know what's on Facebook nowadays.
So next tip is be more social. All right, so we already started talking about how to be more social, like being more social on social media. That's part of it.
Yeah.
I do agree with that.
Well, I think this is the point they're trying to make. You know, not only being social at networking events or client appreciation parties, but you need there's a whole the world is literally at your fingertips through social media, and some real estate agents are taking advantage of that.
Yeah. So one, definitely be working on your social media, working on creating that logging of your life, you know, letting people know what you're all about and how they can connect with you, because you're a real person, right? You're not like a robot or someone who's just sitting there on a computer waiting to like type or whatever.
Well, and I think that's one of the most important things. It's not just being more social. It's what you just said. It's showing people that you're a real person.
Yeah.
I think that's why people love Twitter so much. I mean, because you get to connect with people who you see as celebrities. So you put them up on a pedestal. They're famous athletes. They're artists. But then at the end of the day, you're like, wait, they think the same things that I think, or they think the same way that I think. I can communicate with them on a very human level. They're doing the same. Oh, look, they're swimming in a pool just like I swim in pools. They're staying at the same hotels that I stay at. They're just like me.
They're normal people.
And it allows the normal population to interact with you in a way that before was never possible.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I think it's amazing, the world of social. And it's so important to get on there and not just constantly be like business, 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 business. But you have to show a point that you care about being you.
Yeah.
And that you want people to know who you are.
Yeah. Yeah. Nobody likes dealing with a fake. I'll tell you that much. Nobody likes dealing with the guy who flaunts a stack of 20s and flashes it around.
You mean like Ty Lopez?
I don't know who does it.
That guy's hilarious.
I can't stand it. Like, I couldn't do business with someone like that. You know what I mean? Because heck, who can't go out and just get a bunch of 20s and flash them around? I mean, or even hundreds. Like, anyone can do that. Like, if you really wanted to, you could do that.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's it's not that big a deal for you to flash around.
You want to impress me? Be like that guy that got caught with 20 million in his mattress. Then you impress me.
I hadn't heard of that one, but yeah.
So this article points out that you should be using social media to share your blog post, infographics, new listings, congratulating your clients on their new homes and more. I think one thing they missed out on that we're harping big on is make sure to share your lifestyle. And that's what people want to see. That you're a relatable person who is also an expertise in their field.
That's so good. I just want to caption what you just said. A relatable person.
Yeah.
You want to be relatable. That's the most important part.
Yeah, but how are you relatable to I want to say normal people. How are you relatable to the public? How are you relatable to the client that doesn't know you but is vetting you out as a potential?
Well, listen, I know my wife is probably watching, and I was discussing this with her, because she's kind of been hesitant about doing the social media thing. She's been doing a lot better lately. And I told her, people want to see the struggle. People want to know that they can connect with you. I mean, you're a mom and an entrepreneur, a real estate agent. You don't think other real estate agent moms want to see that? Or just other moms in general struggling to set up their own small business or to support their kids or whatever it might be? They want to see that other successful people also go through struggles. And
it's amazing that you mentioned that, because two of the biggest trending videos and memes on the internet is one, the Sylvester Stallone one, where he was completely dead broke and had to sell his dog, and he struggled and he came back and fought and made it to the top. And then the other one is the guy lived out of his car. Comedian. His name just slipped my mind. But it's the same thing. They're both Keanu Reeves. Reeves.
That's not a comedian.
Yeah, but I forgot.
Yeah.
But you hear those stories a lot on the internet.
So what happened? He lived out of his car?
No, but Keanu Reeves, he had a hard struggle too.
Yeah.
But what he was saying about people want to see that makes them more real.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that's not something that feels good for Sylvester Stallone to talk about, or Keanu Reeves about. when he had to live out of his car forever because he didn't even have a place to stay.
Yeah.
But now he made it to the top. And
Yeah.
people like to see those success stories. People like to see they went through the same things that I go through.
Imagine if you can contribute that part of your growth to the people that are out there looking to work with you, and they find that you love dogs like them, that you go to the park like them, that you love your family like them, that your values are the same like them. See, the thing is, when you're sending someone a pitch or a packet or a pamphlet or something about your company or something to sell them on your service, they don't know you from like Joe down the street. You know what I mean? Like, they don't know you. They don't care about all this other stuff, but they do care about you having the same thought process and upholding the same values that they have.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
If you can share that, now they're like, hey, this person's a great person for me to work with. You know?
Yeah.
So, all right, yeah, absolutely. Next point, start contributing. And what do they mean by start contributing? What does that even like really mean? Where do you contribute? How can you be a contributor?
Well, I think it's kind of like what we're doing here. We decided that we wanted to help out the real estate community, and we thought a show/blog would be the best way to do it, to give valuable content that's actually going to help the community to grow, you know. And we're giving these tips and tricks or whatever to our competition, you could say, but it's really not about that. It's just about having a giving mentality and contributing to a community so people can see that and recognize you as an expert in the community as well.
Bottom line, contribute, log your life, show people you're a real person.
Engage.
Right? Engage the people that are out there following you or wanting to do business with you. You're not a robot. You're a real person that has emotions, feelings, standards, moral standards, all of the things that people want to see in order to be able to do business with. Once you do that, hey, all of a sudden, everyone wants to work with you.
Absolutely.
So, all right, keep that in mind as you progress with your business. We got to take a quick commercial break. Don't forget you're on the Realty Ruckus. We'll be right back.
Hey everyone, this is David over at White Picket Realty, and I wanted to tell you about my friends over at Plans Express, who can save you the headache of running your own permits. These guys are committed to offering a one-stop solution for all your plan and permit needs. They're proudly serving their friends and neighbors in the Houston surrounding areas, and they offer great service at an exceptional value. With dedicated professionals ready to serve, contact them today at 832-675-6217.
Hey Houston, this is Alan Hernandez, and I want to remind you guys to visit our friends over at Quest IRA to learn everything there is to learn about investing with your IRA. Now, if you haven't been over there recently, you have to check them out. They have free educational classes, networking opportunities, the ability to tap into $1 billion for your real estate investing deals. These are the guys to know when it comes to learning about this kind of stuff. You want to make sure you visit them and check them out over at www.questira.com. Again, that's questira.com.
Stop searching and start staying in the know with our Houston Real Estate Events page on Facebook. Follow us by searching at Houston Real Estate Events to stay up to date on the latest events for real estate in the Houston area. If you are interested in having your event on our page, please email me at david@whitepickettrealty.com. Again, that's david@whitepickettrealty.com. Non-paid events only. One more time, find us on Facebook at Houston Real Estate Events, and we'll see y'all at the next one.
What do you love about White Picket?
I love that we work together as a team.
I love being professional while having fun.
I love the innovative approach we take every day.
I love the support we get to grow our business.
We love White Picket.
And I love empowering the next generation of realtors to live life by their own design. If you're looking to grow, come grow with us. Email join@teamwpr.com. Again, that's join@teamwpr.com.
And we are back on Realty Ruckus. Remember that you can live tweet us at Realty Ruckus. You can also find us live on Facebook and YouTube, where if you chat with us live during the show, we can answer your questions live on the air. Now, we're coming on to our last segment here, which is always a very sad moment for me because I love being on the show with everybody. I really do.
We do enjoy this show a lot.
It's a lot of fun to do this show.
People don't realize how much it takes to put this whole orchestra together. But once we're set up and once we're going, man, this is a phenomenal way for us to just share what we know, what we do, share our passion with everyone. Speaking of passion and speaking of entrepreneurship and speaking of growing a business and all that cool stuff, I got a chance this weekend actually yesterday, not this weekend. I just felt like yesterday was a weekend for some reason.
Yeah.
And I got a chance. I got a chance to go out and watch him like a late night movie. It was awesome. I watched one called The Founder, and it's the story of how McDonald's was created. And
God, that had to be so interesting.
It's super interesting. I did a bunch of research.
There's a movie you wouldn't watch in a movie theater?
Yeah. It's at I think it's like at Greenway Plaza. It's at Greenway Plaza right by your house.
Okay, yeah.
So I think if you are an entrepreneur out there and you've connected with any of the things that we've talked about on this show, this is a movie that I think you should go out and it's well worth your money to go out and watch it. It's inspiring because you get a chance to see how a salesman that used to sell milkshake machines goes from literally going restaurant to restaurant and having people tell him no and slamming the door in his face to literally.
That's amazing. I didn't know that he used to sell milkshake machines.
Yeah. To a $700 million plus a year
wow.
earning potential.
That's pretty incredible.
And restaurants in, I don't know, 5 or 6 countries. I mean, it's crazy.
Way more countries than that.
It's crazy what he develops. Like it's insane.
Well, the reason that surprises me is, do you know the story of Starbucks?
I've heard a little bit about it, yeah, but it's very similar.
Yeah, he was selling luxury espresso makers, like $3,000 and $5,000 luxury espresso makers. And he was like, I want that culture of the $3,000 to $5,000 espresso maker to be available to the general public.
Yeah.
I want to be able to offer that level of coffee and service to the general public.
To everyone.
And that's where Starbucks was born out. That's when he said he was selling ice cream or milkshake machines.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, those are really similar.
Yeah.
Really similar.
In this movie, and I won't give you guys too many spoilers, but in this movie, you don't really know whether you want to love this guy or whether you want to hate him.
Really?
Like you leave the movie theater and you're like, man, I really don't like him, but I really admire him.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like it's a great feeling because you get a chance to see someone accomplish something amazing, go through all the struggles that we all go through, go through the potential issues of bankruptcy, putting up a mortgage on their house, almost losing it, all the relationship issues. I mean, he goes through all of it. He goes through everything. People hating him, people not liking him, people admiring him, people loving him. There's all this emotional roller coaster.
Yeah, that's great. Wow, man, I really want to watch that.
Yeah,
now.
so if you guys get a minute, go out there, watch the movie. Let us know what you thought about it. Let us know how it applies to your life as an entrepreneur in the business, because I think you would be very surprised to see how many things you have in common with people out there like that are making these phenomenal, amazing companies that you may think are unachievable, but this is just like a regular guy that used to sell, milkshake machines. You know what I mean? Like, this is just a regular dude, and he just had a bigger vision. He wanted more, and he was relentless in his pursuit.
That's awesome, man. I really want to watch that.
Yeah,
now. You got me really interested.
You guys go check that out. We want to talk a little bit about some of the events that are happening here around town. We also want to keep you guys posted. Absolutely. We also want to keep you guys posted on some of the real estate events that we have coming up. But first off, let's talk about what we have going on right now.
Yeah, so for Super Bowl, I have an article from KHOU for what's going on today in town. Patriots and the Falcons. We'll talk to the media today. Today is the first full day that both teams are in town, so I think the hustle and bustle is really going to get going from here on out.
That's cool.
And today it was the 2017 Media Day. It's called Super Bowl Opening Night. So that's going to be pretty cool, and you can check out that coverage. We also have Super Bowl Live. That's open from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. out on Discovery Green, and that's the free exhibits and performances. But you got to remember today the NFL experience, it was the attraction.
Yeah,
George
the
R.
NFL
Brown.
experience.
Yeah, that's closed down for today. So the public's not going to have access to that today.
Yeah, but if you guys go down to Discovery Green, make sure that you give yourself enough time to go find parking and be ready to walk, because we did that this weekend and we didn't realize you were gonna have to walk.
Was it crazy?
Yeah, I mean, you got to walk like at least 5 or 6 blocks to be able to actually get to Discovery
I've heard
Green.
really great things though about that NFL experience. Like I've heard that it's really cool.
I've heard some people.
I want to go.
Yeah.
Actually, tonight this live concerts start at 5:45 p.m. Tonight's free performances, they include Unicorn Dragon, Line Dance Team, Sam Lau, and Bright Light Social Hour finish off the evening.
Oh man, those are some good bands.
Oh yeah,
Where are they? Where are those?
Bright
those are
Light
free?
Social Hour is really
Wait,
good,
those are
and
free
Sam Lau is
performances,
too.
you guys.
Yeah.
Hey, that's not bad.
And today, the beautiful Clydesdale horses will be arriving at the Anheuser-Busch Houston Brewery and Tour Center today. So those are the ones that are, really famous in the commercials. Really big, beautiful horses. No,
horses.
Oh, okay.
Definitely
Did
not.
they let you ride them?
That would be awesome.
And the Rockets face off versus the Kings today in downtown Houston. So hopefully some of the visitors can take advantage of watching our amazing basketball team.
Awesome. All right, let's talk about some real estate events. Make sure that you guys are RSVPing, setting up your schedules, making time, not only just to go out there and work, but to continuously grow yourself and your business, not working in the business, but on the business, and this is part of it. So what kind of events do we have coming up that can help the people out there listening to us?
All right, we got quite a few coming up. So Renters Warehouse is hosting a landlord lunch and learn this Wednesday, February 1st. We're going to have all their information up on the Houston Real Estate Events page. And on the same day, Real Acquisitions is also hosting a Subject to networking mixer. And pretty similar to what they did one last year, I believe, as well.
Yeah, they did one last year, and I got a chance to speak on that
Yeah,
one.
that's the one you spoke at. That's why I remember it so clearly. So they're hosting that event again, excuse me. And then on the 2nd, Richard Smith team, they're hosting a referrals workshop, how to build your referrals. And that's going to be at Alamo Title, I believe. And later that evening, the Eric Maya team will be hosting a happy hour at Carrabba's Italian Grill up in the Northeast.
Nice. All right, don't forget our event.
Yes, our happy hour is February 8th from 6 to 9 p.m. at the St. Arnold Brewery. You can RSVP at whitepickethappyhour.eventbrite.com. I'll have that information up on the Houston Real Estate Events page as well.
Yeah, and we'll post that link below. Don't forget to grab your tickets for that, guys. If you don't pre-register, you do have to register at the door. It creates a little bit of a line. It makes you wait. It's not really the funnest thing on earth to do.
Nobody likes lines.
So nobody likes to stand in line. I know I don't. Make sure that you guys get your tickets for that event today, right now. Tell your friends. We have over 300 people RSVP'd so far already. We expect possibly more. This is going to be a packed event. And this is all about helping you grow your business, giving you guys an environment where you guys can eat, drink, enjoy the company, and leave with 5 to 10 business cards of people who are going to help you grow. That's the whole point of the event. So make sure you guys get your tickets today. All right, we're done. We're at the end of the show. I can't believe it. It's flown today. Don't forget that we're on every Tuesday and Friday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. here at the Realty Ruckus with your host, Alan Hernandez, David Bonilla, and Gibran Hernandez. Keep up your ruckus, and we'll see you next time. Have a great day.
This has been the Realty Ruckus. Make sure and join us every Tuesday and Friday for new episodes. Find us on YouTube and Facebook for replays of previous episodes. And as always, keep elevating yourself and keep up your ruckus. Thanks for listening. Realty Ruckus has been brought to you by Smart Pig Media Productions.